Mic check. Mic check. Can you guys hear me? It is not registering my microphone. I guess I don't really understand why. Yo, can you guys hear me? Wait, yeah, she said yes. How come this doesn't have any sound then? Can you guys hear me now? Oh, Haas says loud and clear. Nice. Is it too loud? Because I definitely am working on this other microphone that I don't really use that much. So, because I definitely am working on this other microphone. Okay, nice. I can hear it now. It's not playing through the headphones. It's kind of weird. Okay, welcome, Sobers. What do we got? We got a Joshua Haas Kenyon. Could be louder, huh? Well, let's turn up the gain a little bit. Let me know if it gets too, like, background noisy, because we can always do that. You might have to move up just a little bit, babe, just so they can hear you a little clearer. But, yeah, other than that, welcome in, everybody. We got Lorianne Lemuse. What's up? We got Melkaz. I don't know what that is. Maybe milk, like milk. And Angelina. What's up, Angelina? Angelina's a Colorado homie. So that's cool.
Nice.
But yeah, welcome in, you guys. Never mind, it's perfect volume. All right, that's great to hear. Sheesh, quit! You're crushing my balls down here in the ball crushing
You
factory.
said to scoot over.
No, here, I guess you're good. You can see where you're at on there, right?
I can see where I'm at, but you said I needed to get closer to the mic.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, here, I'll move it a little bit so it's kind of angled towards you so we can both get it. Cool. Okay, let me see if I can... Other way. There we go. All right, sorry. This is the first time I'm using this desk setup, so I'm just finishing getting things ready. But what was I going to talk about tonight? Oh, yeah. So tonight the topic is perseverance. And the reason I got that topic is Haas said photos. Hey, you got our photos done.
Yay!
The reason I bring up perseverance is for a couple of reasons. First of all, Mitch Hedberg, of course, perseverance, the whole piece about Keegan Carmichael, yet again, perseverance paying off. My story with YouTube, also just perseverance, continuing to drive forward. But then even more than that is me and Kim's relationship. We have never given up on it. We've continued to persevere and try to rework it and figure each other out. And I feel like we're finally halfway there, at least, right?
Yeah, maybe like 55% even.
Dang, yeah, because we're getting married now, so. Oh, it's Mel. Haha, okay. What's up, Mel? Are you from Australia? Is that the AUS? But before we get things started off, you guys got to drop in the chat, what is your favorite Mitch Hedberg joke / quote? Mine, I got to think about which one's my favorite. He has so many good ones, but I think I put my favorite one in the episode, actually. Oh, yeah, it's the one where he's talking about he wants to travel to all these different places around the world, and he wants to put little push pins on this map showing all the places he's been. But first, he's got to travel to the top 2 corners of the map so that it doesn't fall down. And that joke cracks me up every time. But I also like pretty much every joke he ever tells. I pretty much remember very few of them, even though I've listened to them so many times. But when you hear it, you already know the punchline. But it's like you forget about it. But I definitely forgot about Mitch Hedberg for a while. Like, I really totally forgot about him. I don't know how either. I feel like he was such a big piece of my life for a long time. We're gonna go lower. All right. Haas, what's your favorite joke from Mitch Hedberg? But I got DJ Kim in the house tonight. We got DJ Petrovsky. But yeah, I just wanted to come through, talk to you guys. Kim and I are officially engaged. Way to go.
Way to go.
So that was cool. So I apologize for not doing this last week. I definitely didn't even think about it. I was like out mowing the yard or something before we left and started packing, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, I'm not even doing that. Freaking all the way from Australia. Mel, we get a lot of Australian viewers, and I love that. I don't know what it is about you guys. You're equally as interested in conspiracies as we are over here, but yeah, I don't know. I get a lot of Australian viewers, which is super cool. I love being able to connect with people that are literally on the other side of the world. Like,
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's Saturday for you now? But I don't know. Ooh, let me get some of that when you're done. I forgot to go grab a soda water before I came down. But the reason I wanted to talk about perseverance is because obviously Mitch continued to persevere throughout his life to try and become a really famous comedian. I watched a bunch of things where he talks about how he had to bomb lots of sets before he started actually destroying on his sets. And I thought that was kind of, I don't know, I couldn't imagine going up on a stage in front of people like that and putting your heart on the line and like saying all these jokes that you think are funny or clever, gonna hit, and then they just don't. Like, that would be so awful. Am I ready for CrimeCon? Yes, I am super ready for CrimeCon. I've been so excited about it. I got a new business card on my phone. One of those little Popple cards. So you can just scan it so I can share my page with people. And yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see what a con is even like. Never been to any sort of con of any kind. But Mitch was super perseverant in trying to get to where he went. And then Keegan, when he was telling me his story about how he had to go down every single week to apply for that Kill Tony show, I was just like, damn, dude, like, that's so intense. But he was doing what he had to do to make it. And it's a really good opportunity. And it clearly worked because he went from 2,000 subscribers or followers or whatever to, he's at like almost 10,000 now. And that was like in a, I don't know, like week or two maybe? Like when, I don't know. Haas, do you know when that video posted? Haas says, oh, thank you, Mel, for the congrats.
Thank
We're
you.
pretty excited about it. Kim did not know what was happening, which was hilarious. I thought she was on to me the whole time, but we went camping in our favorite camping spot, and we've had a lot of history at that camping spot. When I was fresh out of jail and we weren't technically legally allowed to speak to each other, we went camping there. And then I don't know, we've just had a bunch of good camping trips there, but there's this one field, this like valley not too far away. Oh, it's saying it's dropping a bunch of frames. That means that it's not doing good. Why is it not doing so good? Close Spotify real quick. I restarted my computer. But anyways, there's this spot out there. Yeah, see, it's all glitching. Is it glitching for you guys? Oh, you had to leave and come back in? What up, B. Purdy? Welcome back in. Sorry you had to do that. I swear, the live streams are so temperamental. But that's when he did Kill Tony, was on August 4th. So that was, what, 10 days ago? So in 10 days, the dude has grown 8,000 subscribers, like, or followers. That's freaking nuts. That's so sick. But Alex, my son, went to court for sentencing in the same 10 days he's got till next Thursday. Damn. Well, hopefully sentencing went okay. Okay, no glitches. It's better. Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on. Let me see if I can change some settings real quick. But yeah, so Kim and I go to this camping spot pretty regularly. And one time we went there, we went out hiking around the spot just to check shit out, see what was out there. And there was this really gorgeous field, like in a valley, that you can just look down and you can see the mountains on one side, or you can look up the valley and you can see like the mountains that you're in behind you. And it was just such a beautiful little spot. Both of us loved it. I don't remember why we were like in that area, especially because it's over like a private property fence, but we made it there and that was the spot. And Kid was like, I would love to get married here. And I never forgot that. She's mentioned it here and there, just occasionally, randomly. And so I was thinking about special places where I could propose to her and something that would be memorable and special to just us. And so that was the spot that I thought of because I figured, well, it's going to be really hard to actually get married here on private property. But yeah, we could at least go over here and propose. And so I did. So I went over there and I had this plan to set up a geocache because we'd been geocaching in the past. So I thought it'd be something kind of cute, but also unique. And it'd be a good way for me to like hide things and be able to let her find it. And I didn't realize how much of a challenge it was actually going to be. Like, it sounds like it's going to be a challenge logistically because you have to be in that area to know where you're going to put the geocache so you can get it labeled on the map as an official geocache. But unfortunately, they have to approve each geocache that you submit. And I don't even know if it's still been approved. It probably hasn't, but it didn't get approved by the time I was going to propose. So I had to like fake show Kim just like the submission that I made and like show her that there is this geocache on this map near this little body of water that was close to us, and somehow convinced her that, yeah, we're close, we should go to this geocache. And even though Bodhi was whining and complaining the whole time, like, can we just go back, please? I don't want to hike anymore. We were like, no, let's just go find this geocache and then we'll go back. And so I was like, it's got to be like up around here somewhere in this clearing. I don't really know. And so I just started looking in all the spots that Kim wasn't, or that it wasn't hidden in. And Kim eventually did find it, which I thought was great. I was really happy that that happened. So yeah, she found it, but she legitimately thought that she found a geocache. So that was really funny. And then I had Haas there because he's the man to take photos. So he captured it all and he just finished editing those photos. So we should be able to make a post announcement to make it official soon. I'll probably make a post on my YouTube channel as well. But I'm pretty excited. And Kim actually said yes. So that was the best part of everything. Was that how you remembered it?
Yeah. In the back of my mind, I kind of wondered. There were times where you just were like saying like the weekend just has to be perfect, and like a part of me was wondering why we had to go to that camping spot in particular, and but then you like made me not think that for sure. Like in the back of my mind, I've thought that before though. So there's been other times where I thought maybe you were gonna ask me and then you didn't. And then what really made me not think that it was happening was that you said you wanted to go geocaching, so that was really smart.
I thought it was.
And then like in hindsight, I was like, when I said that I found the box, you and Haas both were just kind of like, oh, like so non-emotional about it. Not like, oh, sick, she found it, like, let's go look at it.
That's funny, I didn't even think about that.
Like, oh, you don't say.
You found it? Where?
Let's see, let's check it out. But I wasn't processing that in those moments. I just was like, oh, well, they're not that stoked. Like, I'll just have Bodhi open it. And it was hilarious to have Bodhi literally not even know what was going on when you're already done on when he asking me. And he's finding pictures of us inside the box, and he's like, Mom, look, there's pictures of us. How do they know us?
That was so funny. It's like, Mom, I'm starting to freak out. How do they know that this is us? So funny. Bodhi's hilarious. I'm glad that he was there for that. He was there to watch his parents get married, is what he said. So my mom and dad just got married. But yeah, and thank you so much, Nicole. I really appreciate you saying that about the video, and I appreciate you saying that about me and Kim. I'm pretty excited about it. It's been a long time coming. We've been dating for like 8 years now. Yeah, 8 years. Damn. So I don't know. It was definitely about time. We've had a lot of ups and downs, but that is one of the other reasons why I wanted to talk about perseverance, because Kim and I have persevered through so much bullshit. So it can be done. Like, it definitely can be done. And I think that it's made our relationship that much stronger. I feel like we have a lot more trauma and triggers to like work around with each other, to be more conscious of. But I feel like we've worked through some of the most challenging things that most people don't even have to work through. So I don't know. It's. I'm really glad that we've pushed through. I'm really glad we didn't give up and didn't stop. We tried to date other people, it just didn't work for us, and so we found our way back and just figured, like, let's try this again. So we did, and that's what we're doing right now. We're trying this again. What up, Adair? What up, Loriana or Loriana? With the ah or the eh. It's always the same thing with Colorado or Colorado, dude. What is it for you?
Colorado, obviously.
So it's Loriana?
Oh, for her name?
Yeah. Thanks, Adair. I appreciate that a lot.
I feel like it's Loriana because it has la, which is like, I don't know, Hispanic, and in Hispanic languages, A is pronounced ah.
Oh, that's true. That is true. Didn't think about that. But yeah, thanks to all you guys for the well wishes, the congrats. I was definitely super nervous, but
She said yes.
are you swingers? No, Kim and I have broken up probably like as many times as we've been dating, as many years as we've been dating, right? Like at least 5 or 6 times. I think we've broken up 6 times maybe.
No, not that many.
Okay, sure. Adair says, "How are you, Kim? Glad to see you."
I'm doing good. How are you?
And Loriana says, "Yep, she got it."
Yes.
Yep, she always got it. She's usually the smart one, so. But yeah, no, I don't know. I couldn't even see Kim for like 6 months, so like during that period, I just started dating other people. I assumed it was fully over, and I think she did too. That's when you were dating Dom, right?
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. It didn't work out. I mean, it was working out okay for both of us, I think, at first, but I don't know. It was like trying to fill a void more than anything, I think, for me. And it just didn't work. It just wasn't it. It wasn't what I was really wanting or needing. It wasn't what I was really wanting, I think. So I don't know. I'm glad we persevered. So that was one of the other reasons I thought that that'd be a good topic for this week. But I think that when it comes to sobriety, you cannot stress perseverance enough, because people are always thinking that sobriety is this straight line of like, okay, you were an asshole, drunk asshole over here, but now you've quit, so now you're going to be up here and you're going to be just fine. But real sobriety looks like this, maybe even further down, then back up, and then maybe even you get way up and then you go back down. Like, it's not a straight line. And I'm grateful that I only had a few dips. I don't know, since I really tried to get sober, since I really have committed to it, I have only had a few dips in that trajectory. But there's definitely a lot of dips in mine before it goes back up. And even still, like, you can only be sober today. I mean, the possibility that I completely fuck everything up tomorrow is always there, so I just have to, I don't know, just focus on today. And I always carry around on my keychain, I don't have it with me, but it's on my keys for my car. I have my 24-hour sobriety chip on there, and I think it's just I don't see it as much anymore, but I used to see it a lot, and it was a good reminder of, like, it doesn't really matter how long you've been sober, because literally you could relapse tomorrow, and I don't know, it doesn't matter how long you've been sober, it just matters if you're sober today. I was sober yesterday. I think it was Ozzy Osbourne that said this. He said, "I was sober yesterday and I'm sober today, but who knows, I might fuck it up all tomorrow." And I thought that was really, I don't know. Ozzy was super cool. Let's see what we got here. Yes, Adair is right. Don't forget to like the stream. I'm pretty positive. Kim and I both agreed that I think I'm shadow banned right now. So any amount of sharing or love you can show the channel is welcome and appreciated. I'm pretty sure I got that one warning while we were doing that DJ live stream, and it was like a copyright warning. It removed the video, and it said it was just a warning, a strike warning. So it wasn't an official strike. It was just a warning that if I keep doing it, I will get a strike, which means I can't post for a week or pretty much do anything for a week. And then if you get a second strike, then I don't know what it is, probably 2 weeks, maybe a month. I don't know. But this warning doesn't fall off for 90 days. And ever since I got this fucking warning, my channel has died. Like, my money has gone way, way down. My views have gone way down. My amount of subscribers per month has gone down. Pretty much everything has gone, not just like a little bit down, not just like a dip, like cut in, I don't even know, like 75% of my traffic has gone. It's just gone. And so it's, at first I thought it was just me, which it still could be, because I don't know, I don't have any proof. It's the whole point of a shadow ban is you don't know that you're banned. But we're pretty positive. We're pretty positive I am. But this video is doing well, so I'm really hoping. Shared your date day video with my Facebook. Hell yes. Also, I'm live streaming on Facebook. Nobody's tuned in over there. I don't know. I don't even know how that works. But I could sign it up on the Rumble Studio, so I thought that was kind of cool. Let's see what we got. Yeah, Mr. Triple X, the void is bad, and then you try and fill it with all these weird things that may not actually fill the void. You just think it does because it makes you happy. Oh, Adair, thanks for posting in the Discord too. I appreciate that. I need to get into a routine with like checking all my socials throughout the day, including the Discord. And Loriana says, I got to know what's everybody's sun sign. Sun sign is mine's Aquarius.
Cancer.
My moon sign is also Aquarius, and I'm a Sagittarius rising.
My moon sign is also Cancer.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I didn't know that. What's your rising?
Scorpio.
Ooh, Scorpio. Cool. I don't know what that means. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, Loriana. I appreciate that. The Sid and Nancy story was so interesting. Super crazy and really sad, honestly. So I appreciate that. I definitely put a lot of hard work into it. I was really sad because it was not really the most popular topic. And that's initially why I thought my channel was dying. I was like, well, it's not the most popular topic. It's kind of old. It's not really, people don't really care about it as much, but Adair says, make sure I get on the Discord. Kim needs to get in the Discord too. I'll have to send her the link. Let's see what we got. Oh, Loriana says, I spent my 20s in rehab. The whole of your 20s? Damn. I've never been to rehab, and I'm grateful for that. I have been to jail, though, so it's kind of the same thing. Involuntary rehab.
Maybe rehab is really helpful, though, in a lot of ways.
I think rehab is great. All the people that I've met that have gone through rehab, because the SMART meeting I would go to would have this Palmer Lake Recovery Center funnel like groups of people at whatever stage they are in their recovery. They would have them attend a SMART meeting as like a piece of the rehab program, as a way to set them up with something that they can go to when they're out of the program. And a lot of people actually continue to come back after they're out of rehab. It's super cool. But they all say nothing but good things about it. So I'm just glad I never had to go through that process, that I was able to like figure it out on my own, mildly on my own. But like my stepdad has to do the rehab thing, so I swear it's so glitchy. I don't like that. I wish I could do something about it. I wonder if it's because we're sitting in this spot. I don't know. Let's see. Loriana says, that means she is a badass, a bit vengeful, and mysterious. All accurate.
Ooh, yeah.
B. Purdy is an Aries, and that's about all I know about that. That's funny. Wait, Loriana, you got to tell us what your sun sign is.
Oh yeah, what are your sun, moon, and rising?
Let's see what we got here. Darth. I was thinking of that South Park episode. He's like, more like Stan Darsh. That's what I was thinking of. But your name's Darth, so it's not the same. But Darth Vader, Darth Thomas, is in the Navy, currently at a sober living. 46 days sober, y'all. Hell yes,
Hey.
Darth. That's what I'm talking about.
Good job.
And it just keeps getting easier and easier every freaking day. I don't like that it's glitching. But anyways, if you need help, Groups Recover Together is a great program, and people so caring and helpful. Groups Recover Together. That's cool. Is that like is that an online thing, or is that just like is that somewhere Pacific? And then Adair says, I got off all drugs on my own, which sucked. It was the hardest thing ever. Adair, you don't strike me as a drug user originally. Like, I don't know. Just, I wouldn't expect you to have struggles with drugs, personally. Especially because you read books so much. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't have expected that. So I'm curious what drugs you were on. That's freaking crazy cool.
Addiction comes in all shapes and sizes.
That it does. Loriana is a Pisces, the alcoholic of the zodiac. Is that true?
Oh, don't say that. My son's a Pisces.
Yeah, Bodhi's a Pisces, and he's already got the gene. Oops. Maybe this one will stay in. And sorry, I gotta plug the laptop in, or it's not gonna stay charged here. Oh, it's plugged into this. Oops. Pisces is the alcoholic of the zodiac. That is interesting. Well, they're sensitive, right? So I mean, they have a hard time maybe dealing with how sensitive they are. Bodhi does get really unhinged pretty easily. Damn, no way. I am super surprised by that, Adair. That's crazy. I would have never guessed that. But I also could, because crack and meth, both pretty, I don't know, pretty interesting and fun to do. So, I don't know, it's pretty intense though. I've never smoked crack, but I've definitely tried meth. And I would imagine those were extremely hard to get off of. But fucking props to you. Seriously, that's amazing that you did. What made you want to get sober? Anything in particular? Keep in mind, I was in my 20s. Not in my 20s anymore. Yeah, I think we were all a little crazy in our 20s. I was insane. I did all kinds of crazy shit in my 20s.
Yeah.
Mostly high and drunk, most of the time. A Pisces child. They are so sweet and artistic. DJ Harris! Brr, 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 in the house. Welcome in. Cody, your son? That's cool. My kid's name is Bodhi, which you already know that, but that's cool. I like how you spelled it. But yeah, Pisces kiddo, he is super sensitive. He's amazingly sweet. Nancy was a Pisces. Yes, that is true. I don't know what Sid was, though. When was his birthday? Now I can't remember. Yeah, I feel like it's just like high school. Like once I finish a grade, I just forget everything that I did. It's like I remember very few like bits and pieces of all my stories, but it's too much info to keep in my brain. I gotta wipe it clean and start fresh every week with a new story. Just like my YouTube feed. It literally is every week. It's different, just a different person flooding my feed. Ozzy's starting to fade out finally, but it's a mixture of Ozzy and Mitch Hedberg and Keegan Carmichael stuff right now. Oh, and thank you, the real Terry. Thank you, I appreciate that. Nancy was a Pisces. Adair's a Capricorn. Haas is a Leo. I don't see him in there, but he's a Leo. What was I gonna say? Oh, I don't know. What's something that you've had to persevere through, Kim, that you're glad that you kept going? I guess including our relationship, but or maybe even just your perspective on pushing through being with an addict in this relationship, because there might be people out there that also are dealing with an addict in their life. They may not struggle, but somebody they know is, and I feel like that's probably harder. Like the getting sober piece is hard, but being with somebody who's like that and is struggling like that has to be really, really challenging. So I don't know. You could talk about that or something else that you've persevered through, I guess. I don't know. I'm just trying to give you something. Sorry.
It definitely is difficult in a lot of ways, but I was literally just talking about that with my hairdresser today. She congratulated us, and I was like, yeah, it hasn't always been easy, but I can say that 100% it's always been worth it. You know, even through like the difficult times, I've never stopped loving you, even if I had to love you at a distance, and that's why, like, talking about like what could be our song, and I know that came up last time I was on here too, but like Dig is just so perfect. Like,
Yeah, I love that song. It's a good one, and it's like I think it's a danceable song. It's slow enough, but it's also like upbeat enough for our pace. I feel like we're both high energy people, and I feel like it's more our speed. And it's really the first song when I was like, what song would be good for us to dance to? What's a special song between me and Kim? That was the first and only one that really popped up.
yeah,
Like, there's a lot of other songs I think would be cute, but that's the only one that I think is like special between us. So, yeah, I don't know. Kim loves Incubus, so Dig has always been a song that's made her think of me, and because of that, it always makes me think of her. And we dig each other, so yeah.
but yeah, I'm grateful I persevered. Like, we have, by no means is our relationship perfect, but I'm just super grateful for what we have, and the life we've built together, and just how well you're able to, like, I don't know, hold me through difficult times in a way that is like balancing to me, like in ways that I need it, like not just in like a way that is the way that I would handle it per se, but in a way that balances me, and you complete me.
You're funny. You complete me. You complete me. Time to Heal said that codependency can also be an addiction, and I fully 100,000% agree with that. I actually had it was mostly girls. I don't think guys are going to be hip to even understanding if they're codependent or not, but mostly I had girls in our recovery group that would come through that would say that they would have other issues too, like drinking or drugs, but one of the things they would add on there is that they also have an addiction to toxic men or toxic partners, and they eventually become codependent every time. And especially when you're addicted to something, like just like Sid and Nancy, and just like Courtney and Kurt, and like, I don't know, most addicts that use together. I mean, even for me and Kim, when I first started dating Kim, we both drank at that point, and we both were kind of at the peak of our drinking careers, in my opinion. I don't know, we both were drinking quite a bit, and it encouraged me to drink more because she was always down to take a shot, like 1 in the afternoon, even if she had to work, because she worked at a restaurant, so it didn't super matter. But I just felt like we were drinking all the time, and then because I would be down to drink, she would be down to drink, or then if she wanted to drink, I'd be super down to drink. So it develops hardcore codependency in that light, but then I also feel like that might have been partially a reason why we became codependent in the relationship. Maybe even like we started in a codependent addiction kind of a relationship almost. I don't know. It wasn't full on like we were just always fucked up, but we definitely drank a lot.
Yeah, I would say that I would agree with that, and it was hard to like maybe see it at first, but I think that I grew out of that. Like, for me, it was a phase. I was like, okay, like, I'm just in this like this partying phase, and then I was able to recognize, I think, that there was like our behaviors were pretty problematic, and what would then ensue because of our drinking was extremely problematic, and I was able to like let go of it because of that. So
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. And you were way quicker to start letting it go than me. And then we had Bodhi, and you completely stopped. And then I was supposed to completely stop, but I just couldn't do it. Like, I just could not do it. I don't know. Literally, I couldn't even imagine living my life without drinking. It was that scary. And Haas says, uh, he said, yeah, and me and Kim used to get muffed up on shots
Yeah.
at whatever, he said, whatever that bar was on Nevada. And I said, Navajo
Johnny.
Hogan.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm reading through comments. Decades ago, when my mother was in hospital for several months, I would go to work, then go to hospital till visiting hours ended, go back home. Damn, 40 miles. Drink myself to sleep day after day. Damn, how long did you do that, you said? Oh, you didn't say. But that's a long day. But it is cool that you were there for your mom. What was she in the hospital for? She was sick or injured, or was it? I don't know. I'm just curious. But that's super cool of you to be there for her, because, I mean, I feel like there's not a lot of people that do that. Like, they're really there for their parents like that. You guys are great. I'm glad that Kim persevered too, because I thought that I was really the only one that was going to want to work through things. And then after not seeing you for that long, like 6 months, I really thought that it was just done. I was like, it's over. There's no way we're coming back from this. So I just kind of gave up. But then I just couldn't give up. Like, I don't know. Deep down, that's what I always wanted.
My like body wouldn't physically. I don't know. Like, I just can't. I couldn't. Like, I melt when I see you, and I have always been drawn to you, and like I've always in my heart thought, like, if there's a way to make it work, I want it to. I just was like trying to give up because things would become so toxic and unhealthy at times, and so
You had to set a boundary.
I was trying to like make decisions that I felt like were best for everyone involved, and it wasn't like in my heart what I wanted. I didn't always want us to work out and be able to communicate in healthy ways and just get along and work out.
Yeah, I'm glad we figured it out. I feel like, I don't know, a big piece of that was you just being willing to come back around. And yeah, time to heal. If anybody knows what you mean by codependent and toxic, it's me and Kim. In fact, for the wedding we're planning, Toxic by Britney Spears is going to be one of the only songs that we've planned on playing at our wedding since day one. Yeah, we've known that we were toxic, and people have told us multiple times we were toxic. And honestly, we were toxic. Yeah, we were definitely toxic.
In our relationship.
And I think it was just Kim moving at a different pace than me. She was already sobering up. She was already ready to move on and start kind of maturing and leaving that life behind. And I was definitely not ready for that. And I think over time we finally were meeting in the middle here. And where was it? The Real Terry. I'm sorry to hear about Mom having cancer. That's super rough. I couldn't even imagine watching somebody go through that too, especially Mom. But it's really awesome of you to be there for her through all that. I'm sure that she really appreciated that. I'm sure she really needed that. And I'm really glad, because I started my sobriety journey technically while Kim and I like freshly had Bodhi, like, or when she was pregnant even. I was technically trying to get sober at that point. Not very hard and not very successfully. But there was like a brief couple of weeks here and there that I would not drink and would feel like I was doing a good job, and then would honestly just use that as an excuse to drink. Like, oh, I've been doing good at not drinking. I deserve to have like a drink. But then a drink turns into, the only way I can liken it for me, and then I'll let you go, sorry, Kim. The only way I can liken it for me to other people is if anybody's ever tried cocaine or any sort of like intense stimulant like that. But as soon as you do a line or you take a bump of something, you get that rush, and then like 10 minutes later, you want more of it. That's exactly how alcohol is for me. Like, without question, every single time, if I do a line, I'm going to want another one. If I do a shot, I'm going to want another one. every time. And I had to learn that about myself. It's I had to reframe my mindset. I didn't see alcohol that way, as being that addictive, but it really is.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I forget who told Hannah this or explained it to Hannah, but I can't remember what chemical exactly that it is that your brain releases when you take your first shot or your first drink of alcohol. I want to say it's like dopamine or something, but one of the happy chemicals is released, and then that's your brain trying to like have that release happen again when you take more drinks, take more shots, but it actually doesn't happen again. It only happens the first time.
Really? That actually makes a lot of sense, because that is how it feels. And I'm sure you guys have heard this before, but I always say one is too many, but a million's not enough. And that is literally the truth. I'll just drink till I black out. And so I tried to get sober when Kim and I were, when she was pregnant with Bodhi. And then after she had Bodhi, she was telling me that she really wanted me to get sober. And so I actually did quit drinking for a while. Like, I think it was like 2.5 or almost 3 weeks maybe. I didn't drink at all. But then that's when you went back to work, and that's when everything happened, because I decided to get drunk that day because I thought I could get away with it. But with you home every day, all day, with me and Bodhi, like, I had no real opportunities. So I thought I was being sober, but really I was just being a good boy while you were around. And then as soon as I had an opportunity, as soon as you were gone, I was like, ooh, which is another trigger. I don't think people realize this, but the ability to get away with, or the perception of being able to get away with using drugs or drinking or doing whatever maladaptive behavior you have, is just as triggering, because as soon as she was gone, I was like scheming, like, how can I do this? How much should I get so that she doesn't know? And how does she not, like, how do I do this so she doesn't find out? And I can still take care of Bodhi and enjoy my day. And like, there's just all these things that just start immediately rushing through your head when you know that you can get away with it. And that doesn't go away when you quit drinking. When you start getting sober, that's probably one of the hardest triggers to get over, is because you're like, oh, but it would be so easy and nobody else would know. Nobody else would be any wiser if I got completely wasted and then didn't see a single person for the next 12 to 18 hours. And then, like, yeah, it's all on me. So that's when I was learning in my smart groups about the importance of keeping promises to yourself. Like, if you can't even keep promises to yourself, how are you going to keep promises to other people? It's pretty simple. And I definitely couldn't even keep a promise to myself. Like, no, I'm not going to drink. And then as soon as I have the opportunity, I'm like, well, but like, there's still ways we could do this. And so I don't know. It's like a complete mental change you have to make, but it's something that happens so slowly over time, over years of drinking and doing drugs and like not thinking about this stuff, to where you become this way and you don't even realize that you've become this way. It's like how you don't even notice that people age. Like, you see people, at least the people that you see daily or like regularly, you don't notice much different about them day to day or week to week. But if you don't see somebody for a really long time, they look extremely different. It's kind of the same thing with your addictions. Like, they slowly adapt and change along with you as long as you keep inviting it in. And then before you realize it, it's now too late, because you're like, fuck, now shit's starting to go wrong. So, like, I don't know, that's at least that's how it was for me, and for most of the people I've talked to. It seems like it creeps up on you, to where it's not like you go into it knowing, unless maybe like doing black tar. I guess that would probably be the one. That's why I never did it, because I knew if I did it, I would immediately get hooked on it. I just know my personality. But you don't think of alcohol that way, because they don't tell you about that.
Well, and it's just so like widely accepted. It's just so ingrained in our society. You take a drink to celebrate anything special happening. You just take a drink for everything, and it's accepted. It's everywhere. So
yeah, that definitely makes it hard, especially because every social event, especially when you're an adult, like when you're kids, you can go to the trampoline place, or you can go to the park and play, or you can literally play on Roblox or like any other thing. But for adults, it's different. Number one, you're not kids, so you don't just play with whatever. Like, you have, some people don't like to do shit. Some people hate doing other stuff. You like to do this, they don't like to do that. So it's hard to find people that align with you on things you like to do together. But then it's also hard to find, like, I don't know, time to do it. It's so much harder to actually do anything other than go do something that involves drinking, because that's one thing that everybody can get behind. Or if you don't like what you're doing, if you have a couple drinks, like, oh, I fucking hate bowling, but if I have a couple drinks, it'll make it worth it. I'll go hang out and feel normal, I guess. I don't know. And so I feel like drinking is such a huge part of adult social activity. Like, it's just built into being an adult now. But my buddy Ed sent me, and I don't know if he's in here or not. I told him to join if he was, and I told him I'd bring this up. But he sent me this study that said that 55% of people identify as sober versus alcohol drinkers. That means we're over the 50% mark. More than half motherfuckers out there are sober. So that's good for my audience base of my channel. But also, I think that's really cool. It shows like I've felt like there's been a mental shift in how people see drugs and alcohol. We also have a lot more drugs now than we ever have. Like different kinds of drugs. They're all made into different things. You can buy mushroom chocolates at the Kratom store. You can, I don't know, like there's literally drugs everywhere. They even make like designer drugs that are like very similar to real ones, but they're not. They're like different. They're technically legal. And like, I don't know, it's just really strange how much is out there now. And so I think what really sucks is that people are moving away from alcohol and they're moving more into like pharmaceutical stuff. And that's the worst, because that's literally the government's fault. That is literally they are making that happen. Which is proof that they control the drug problem. They're bringing the drugs into the country, they're pushing them through the pharmacies, they're causing people to get, even though I don't know how people are getting hooked on pain meds anymore. They literally won't even give you pain meds when you were like, I don't even remember what you went in for your head when it was like pounding super hard, and they barely gave you like that one like shitty ass, yeah, and the shitty ass Norco pills that they give you. Those don't do anything. They're so small. But I don't know how people are getting hooked on those anymore, but I feel like it's just street dealers. But I don't know how people afford those pills. That's what I say. Sorry, I lost track of the chat here. I got deep into convo. Any app to have a cig? I'm on it. Oh, any opportunity to have a cig. I thought you said app. I just read that wrong. Yeah, I'm with that on cigarettes for sure. Vape makes it really hard. I can literally vape anywhere. I actually make it a point to vape everywhere. And it's dangerous. Kim just quit vaping though. She's doing great. Quit cigs 2 years ago. Hell yes. Going on 3 now. But I still ingest cannabis. I think that's great. I think weed is 100% not a drug. It's literally just a plant. And you don't even have to smoke it now. So I've always supported weed. Weed helps me. Weed helped me get sober. Still does. Still helps keep me sober.
I mean, it's certainly a mind-altering, like, plant and substance. And I think that, like, I don't know, I can really dive down a rabbit hole here. But I think that, like, as long as it's not an issue for you, then it can be healthy.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, because there's a point where you're just smoking all the time. And it doesn't even do anything, in my opinion, after a certain amount of... Once you get so baked during the day, like, you just don't get any more high, or you go to sleep. And that's the point where it's just you're useless. But I've never felt like... I've always felt like, personally, it doesn't matter what drugs you do, as long as you have control over yourself doing them. Like, if you're like, yeah, I'm just going to go out and do some mushrooms or some acid and some Molly at a party, enjoy a concert, and, like, enjoy the effects of what it does for you. But then after that, you go weeks without doing anything because you don't have a problem with it. Like, that, I think, is what distinguishes somebody who has a drug problem versus somebody who doesn't, is just the ability to control it. I couldn't control my drinking, and when I would drink, I couldn't control sniffing the coffee table. Like, I would just immediately go out and buy a bag, like, all the time. Even when I didn't think I was going to. I did it blacked out once. I went and bought a bag and then woke up and was like, man, I thought I had $80, and then I did not, because I bought a bag of cocaine and did it all that night. So it was like, what was the point? I don't even remember doing it. Like, so stupid. But that's when you know when you've lost control. You know for sure you've lost control. You just don't want to see it. And your brain will come up with all kinds of reasons to justify and make you think that you have it in control, but you don't. You definitely don't. But there's certain things that, like, I don't know, I think weed for sure. I used to smoke a lot more. Now I just hit the dab pen. I'll hit it lightly throughout the day, but I'm not getting like, I don't feel like at any point that I ever get, I wouldn't even say baked. Like, I just get a little high, you know? Maybe just a little high. But I don't know. I feel like I've always been able to control that. And mushrooms for sure. I definitely love mushrooms. Also just grows in the ground. So I don't know. And mushrooms I feel like can be instrumental in helping rewire your brain pathways basically, which is a huge piece of getting sober. So like literally changing the way that neurons fire in your head to see life differently or react to life differently. That's why they say it can help you quit smoking. But you have to also be very intentional about it. You have to have like, it's just a very intentional process where you have to do something in order to like help yourself quit smoking. You don't just take a bunch of mushrooms and then you suddenly just don't do, you're suddenly cured. But it can help you, like if you try to think about something in a different way that makes you more averse to something, it can help do that.
Yeah, I'm so curious to see what the studies that they're coming out with are going to find, because there's so many studies that are showing that it will help with depression, like microdosing at least.
I totally
will
believe
help
that.
with depression and ADHD, and so a lot of just cognitive and brain function.
Yeah, I definitely think it does. I think it sparks one. We talked about this before. Like early humans probably definitely became more evolved after discovering and eating psychedelic mushrooms because they've been around for so long. And there's multiple different types of them. It's not just the one. But yeah, I don't know. It definitely has evolved with us. And fungus is just strange. Like, I don't know. It's, if you think about what they do, fungus eats on dead shit. Like, doesn't it grow on like decaying stuff? So it feeds on decay. And so you would think the opposite of life would be decay. And if it's literally taking that and breeding new life, I just think it's so interesting when stuff feeds on things that are dying, especially mushrooms. But I don't know.
Yeah, and how do they pop up out of like nowhere?
Yeah, I don't.
So they must just all be in the air and then like attach to things, and then that's how they grow.
Yeah, it's just spores,
and
then
feed on, like you said, like decaying.
Well, and like I was listening to Paul Stamets talk about how him and his friends used to like. There's this field near where they went to school or something or grew up. I don't remember exactly, but they were just walking by and saw, it was pretty close to a police station too, I think they said. But there was just a field of all these dead leaves, and there was psychedelic mushrooms growing up out of the ground just all over the place. And he's like, we would just go out there and pick as many as we could and just eat as many as we could. And yeah, Paul Stamets said that he was cured of his stuttering because of mushrooms. He took this massive dose and like climbed to the top of this tree during a lightning storm or some shit. And then after that day, like, I can't remember if something else happened, but after that trip, he never stuttered again. But before that, he had a really bad like stutter problem like that. So I thought that was kind of crazy. Paul Stamets is a really interesting guy. If you don't know who he is, he's the mushroom guy. He's on a lot of packages of mushrooms. They sell them in like natural grocers and stuff. I'm sure Time to Heal knows about Paul Stamets because she's all about healthy stuff. And she said cannabis and coffee is a solid combo, and I fully agree with that. I used to smoke a bowl and drink some coffee in the morning. That was always my favorite. I want to catch up on the comments real quick. I didn't start smoking till my mid-30s. It helps with my seizures and fibromyalgia. I think it helps the BPD, but not a whole lot of studies yet. Yeah, honestly, the owner of my dispo she had fibromyalgia, and she had it really badly too. She was always like hurting, but she would use weeds and topical stuff, and she was always using it. So seizures for sure too. My buddy Andrew, he had really bad seizure problems, and weed was one of the only things that helped him for a really long time. And then he got prescribed some other medication at some point that was supposed to make it even better than his previous, like than the weed or anything else. and it did help him more, but he had to quit smoking weed. And then I don't remember what happened, but he like seized up, and then he ended up dying at some point shortly after that. But he used weed to like keep his seizures at bay for years, like as long as I knew him, maybe like 10 years. So that was kind of crazy, but I didn't realize it was that successful. But I was talking with one of the dispensary like workers, and I was like, how do kids get weed? Because I know they do, but obviously they can't go into the dispensaries. Like it's not legal for them to buy it, but their parents have to. Like their parents may not have a card, but they can legally purchase it for that child. But there's so many like laws and weird rules around it. But there's tons of kids that have seizure problems that you can get weed prescribed for. Like they give them like little like pills or whatever that are really light dose. So I thought that was kind of crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Jamie says, does DJ Kim like the mushrooms too? My fiance got some at a store and I'm nervous. Lol. Jamie, I don't know why I assumed you were a guy, Jamie, but now I'm thinking it's a girl, Jamie.
Oh yeah. Yes, I definitely do. And just if you're trying it out for the first time, just go slow with it. You don't need to take a ton to have a good time, truly. And everybody's body is different, and you know your body better than anyone else, so you'll know ultimately what's the right dose for you.
Yeah, I say like
Just
start
do some
small.
research.
I say start small, just like, well, I mean, the chocolates are all portioned out too. So I would say start with like maybe a half of a gram, and then wait like 45 minutes to an hour and see how you're feeling after that. And then if you want to try the other half gram, then just eat the other half gram. But the chocolates are nice because they make it all, they're like all perfectly portioned out and they're consistent, and you don't have to worry about chewing on disgusting mushrooms. But I hate mushrooms too. That's like the worst thing ever ever made into food, but I will eat those. Sorry, but hopefully that helps. That's one of the few things that Kim and I really even do together. If we go out, it helps us put up with drunk people, puts us in a more positive mood. And honestly, if I microdose like perfectly, I'd say like a half gram would be the perfect microdose for me. And that would be to the point where I would barely even notice that I was on anything. I would just be in a good mood.
Just makes you so giggly.
Yeah, it makes you giggly and just super, I don't know, just makes you invested in what you're doing. So I definitely think that the microdosing, it'd be like a daily pill you take, just like any pharmaceutical, but it'd be like a little mushroom pill.
Yeah.
Maybe like 10, like 10, or like 10, what am I trying to say here? Maybe like a quarter of a gram or something, I don't know, but something really small, and you just take it like a couple times a day.
Yeah, maybe even 0.01, because it just depends on the person. But, and then I've heard that you're supposed to just do like 1 day on and then 3 days off. So not every day.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, you can't do it every day because then you get used to it, number one. And I wouldn't imagine that it's technically poisonous to your stomach, so I wouldn't imagine it's great to put in your stomach daily. And I'm not sure I've never done mushrooms multiple days in a row. I've tried taking acid multiple days in a row, and it did not work the same. Like, if it does work, you got to take a lot more. But I took like 7 the second day, and it didn't do anything for me. I didn't feel like I was tripping at all. So I feel like you build a really quick tolerance to acid, but mushrooms I've never tried to trip like multiple days in a row, at least not that I remember. But I feel like you can, but I feel like you still probably build a tolerance to the effects. I don't know. Sorry, we got on a little digression train here, but that was a good question. We've got Pure Blood in here saying he's 55, or they're 55. I don't know why I was assuming male. That's misogynistic of me. I'm sorry. I'm 55 and had a drinking problem when I was 40 to 44. When my kids moved out, I started drinking and had a bar. I'm sober for 10 years now. Just vape at night only. Just at night only? I think of that whole thing. Not only am I proud of you for getting sober and being 10 years, and also perseverance. It's never too late. You can always keep trying. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how long you've been drinking. It doesn't matter at all. You can literally start being sober anytime, and it will definitely benefit you. So I love that, but also I think it's super crazy that you vape at night only.
They might mean like marijuana vape.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, I guess Noah just vapes on the weekends, so I'm like, dude,
Or
what?
cannabis. I guess there's history around using the word marijuana, and I didn't know that. But
Yeah,
oh,
cannabis
cannabis.
is. You're the one that told me that, I'm pretty sure, but it definitely is better to say that. They have coffee and cigs at NA and AA meetings, so it replicates that. Yeah, that was the best part about AA meetings was the shitty coffee and the after meeting smoke, like chill session. Everybody smokes a cigarette and talks. Even people that don't smoke a cigarette smoke. They're like, yeah, I just want to be involved. Sounds like I need to find me some mushrooms. Can't be that hard. I don't know where you're at, B Purdy, but where we're at, literally, I mean, they sell these bars now that you'd think they've got like nutrition facts on there. They're so professionally made. I don't know. It's really crazy. You're like, wait, this is literally like just mushrooms, like in a chocolate? That's crazy. And my brother like takes photos for places that have handed out mushroom chocolates as like a little gift here and there. So yeah, and there's not just psychedelic, but there is medicinal mushrooms like lion's mane. Yeah, and see that's what I was saying about Paul Stamets. He's the mushroom guy. Like he talks a lot about his like advocacy for psilocybin mushrooms, but he's actually just a mushroom guy. Like he talks a lot about lion's mane and all the different effects and benefits that you can get from lion's mane, especially for your brain. And he talks about other mushrooms. So he's got all kinds of like tinctures and like just he just does everything mushrooms. I would love to go see him at like a conference where he talks about shit because he's so interesting to just listen to. And he knew he was friends with, I can't even remember who it is, but two really famous guys that are known for doing lots of mushrooms, taking a heroic dose of mushrooms. Who is that? Somebody in the comments will hook me up. I know they will. The real Terry, Kim and I are both addicted to caffeine still though. We drink energy drinks though in the morning. We go to Costco, we buy cases of them, we chug the shit out of them.
Yeah, I think if we could actually get regular amounts of sleep every night, then I don't think it would be as much of an issue.
That's probably true. I can't even understand how Florida, you can't just buy weed there. That's so dumb. Literally, Florida, there's something in the water down there, but they're not going to let you guys buy weed. It's probably what it is. I don't know. It just is kind of a weird place to it not be legal. And MI is Michigan, right? Yeah. Within the next year. To see, it's crazy. Like places like Michigan are like, hell yeah. Maybe it's just like a conservative. I don't know. You'd think liberal states would be more into that. I really don't get it. I'm stoked Colorado legalized it because I think that's one of the best things they ever did. Florida's missing out on some cash, man. I'll tell you that. Colorado taxes weed at like 20 or 30%. It's insane. They make on recreational, anyways. Medical is not taxed that high, but recreational weed is taxed at like I think 20%. Think about that. 20% of $60. All right, let's just do this. 20% of $100 is $20.
I like how you said, think about that.
Think about that. Think about it. I got some in the cow pasture outside. That's so funny. Kim and I, when we were out hiking this weekend, we were checking all the cow patties for mushrooms. We didn't see any. DJ Harris.
They were so old.
Yeah, they were so old. I doubt
they
that
were about
anything.
to, like, combust.
They turned into dust when we kicked them over. They went. DJ Harris cracks me up. Interview with Shannon Sharp is what led me to literally kneel down, and I told God, if he'd help me, give me the courage to speak the truth, even if my voice shakes, and if it was his will that. I must have cut you off. Interview with Shannon Sharp. Yeah, the Shannon Sharp shit's been crazy lately.
Who's that?
He used to be a wide receiver or tight end for the Broncos. And then he had like a show, he had like a football sports show podcast maybe, I don't know, I never watched it. But then I think he just got accused of something. I don't know exactly what, but I know he just got accused of probably something sexual misconduct like. But it does suck because I did love Shannon Sharp when he was playing. He played for the Broncos like Super Bowl 31 and 32 teams when they won back to back. He was part of that like glory team. Time to heal. I would never buy decaf coffee. Decaf is for, I don't even know what you, that's like if you buy non-alcoholic beer. Like I just don't get it. Why do people want to drink beer that doesn't have alcohol? Beer is not good, especially non-alcoholic beer.
I like kind of understand the decaf coffee thing. Maybe not like the non-alcoholic beer because I don't really love the taste of beer. There are certain beers like sours and stouts and stuff like honestly like that are good. But
you're right. Let's go get one.
It's hard to find like a gluten-free and non-alcoholic. So, but with decaf coffee, like I love the taste of coffee. Like I would love to have like just a cup of coffee like at night sometimes, but it's like you have to commit to the caffeine that you're taking.
No, you're totally right about that. I can see the coffee thing. I would definitely understand coffee more than the non-alcoholic beer because coffee does taste good. And if you wanted to do like a frappuccino or something that is decaf, yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, all right, okay. I take back what I said about decaf coffee. But non-alcoholic beer, me and Haas were just talking about this. It's just not. It just doesn't make sense. Like, you like beer that much? Like, it honestly would make me. It might even trigger me because there is still trace amounts of alcohol in there, so it could still trigger something on a very minimal like chemical, like what am I trying to say, on a freaking quantum level.
I could see it being kind of placebo though, because like for a while there, for like the first week of me quitting vaping, I could like use my no nicotine vape. But at the same time, I'm like, I agree with you. Like it would be, wouldn't it just make you want the alcohol? Like, I guess that's just the way I think about it. But
no, that does make sense to me.
it would, like if you had the non-alcoholic beer, you'd be like, no, I just want the real thing. Like, fuck it.
Yeah. I don't know. Everybody always says like, Dick, they have non-alcoholic beer. I'm like, cool. Don't care. I'm not gonna drink that.
Like, thank you.
Thanks. I'd rather get a soda water with like fucking grapefruit or something, lime. Yeah. I don't know where this went, but Jamie said, oh yeah, here we go. She said they're in the dispensaries here in Maine all over, and I didn't realize. I thought it was just the THC stuff. That's crazy. They sell mushroom chocolates at the dispensaries there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I mean, it honestly makes sense. They should sell them at dispensaries. Eventually, we're gonna see those guiding like healing places start popping up. And then I think it was Time to Heal brought up kava as well. Kava and kratom especially really helped me get sober. Kratom will like imitate some of the effects of drinking or opiates, or even if you do certain types of kratom, they can be more like energizing, almost like sniffing the coffee table. So for me, when I was having cravings like really early on, I would do tons of kratom. Like I would always use it to help curb any of my cravings, or if I was doing something that I really, really couldn't do without drinking, like it was something that I would always drink doing, I would just take kratom and it would kind of, I don't know, you'd forget about the craving almost. So kratom definitely helped me get through my early stages. But honestly, you have to be careful with kratom because it's equally as addictive. Like, I wouldn't even say it's addictive. Like, I'd never really even when I would stop taking it, I would never want it, but my body would literally be dependent on having it. I was struggling to sleep. I'd feel all jittery and like restless all the time. So it definitely is another thing to be like wary of. I didn't realize that at the time, or I might not have used it so heavily, but I don't know. It definitely helped me a lot get off of alcohol. Totally weird about Florida and Texas. Texas of all places, they're like, we don't fucking do that for hippies, man. We don't do that shit. We're not even a part of the U.S. But kava is great. We have kava bars here. I don't know if you've ever been to a kava bar. It's actually how I found out about kratom, was the kava bar. But let's see what we got here. If you've ever been in recovery or rehab, then you'll learn to love decaf coffee. Yeah, I bet that is what they serve, huh? They probably don't want to add to it. Look in the morning before the sun comes up, and I prefer to look after the rain. I must have missed something. But no, I must have missed something. Man, did you guys see the moon this last weekend? It was crazy when we were camping. It was insane. It looked so spooky. It looked like a horror film. I kept saying that werewolves were going to come out. It was nuts. DJ Harris is from Texas. See, DJ Harris gets it. He's a part of the seceded state of Texas. It's its own place. I heard that everything's just different there. Like, just because that's where Monica and Jess are from.
Yeah.
They're like, everything's just like it's just so much different there. The way that life runs. I was like, oh, that's weird. I wouldn't have thought about that.
Yeah, they have drive-through gas stations where you can order margaritas.
Dude, what? Sounds great.
Yeah.
Full moon was in Aquarius. Loriana, I love how much you know about astrology. That's so great. That could be why, I don't know, that might be why I was loving it so much too. I was definitely out there just like enjoying the shit out of the moonlight. It was insane. And the clouds were just amazing. Like, I can't even tell you. It was so cool. Oh yeah, time to heal. I get headaches if I don't drink my caffeine in the morning for sure. It's probably one of the worst because I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I'm not gonna have an energy drink or whatever. But then halfway through the day, I'm like, man, my head is pounding and I don't even know why. Huge like the sun. Oh, it was so red for days. That's sick. I feel like we saw when me and my brother were out riding bikes, it was super blood red. And then after like an hour, it was way up in the sky and it was not. It was kind of wild. Let's see. Oh, thank you so much. You guys are freaking adorable. You guys are my favorite. Well, I don't know, you guys. This has been a good chat for sure. I think I just wanted to say one last thing about persevering through stuff. That's like the one thing that separates, I don't know, you being successful at something versus you being not successful at something. Because when I'm trying to teach Bodhi new stuff, he struggles to like persevere. Like, I think kids these days in general, it's just they're not used to having to try to get anything. Everything is very much immediately available. And so when they do have to try for something and like push through those uncomfortable feelings or those uncomfortable moments, just kind of like it is getting sober. Like one of the meetings that I went to, the topic was on sitting in discomfort. Because if you really think about it, as addicts, we really are not good about being uncomfortable. Because if we were, then we'd be fine without drugs or alcohol. But since we aren't, we likely are struggling feeling comfortable in certain situations, maybe all the time. Maybe that's just like your general mode of operation on a day-to-day basis. So in trying to teach Bodhi how to persevere and push through those tough, big feelings and just like get back on the horse, like riding his bike or trying to beat a game that he hasn't been able to beat, or like get a new level, or like learn the Rubik's Cube. We were trying to work on the Rubik's Cube. It's just, the best thing you can do is just keep encouraging. But sometimes the best thing for you to do is to just set it down. Maybe you don't get sober right away. Maybe you just start cutting back a little bit. And then when you're ready, going back to it, when you have a new mindset, when you've had time to process. Because they say when you learn a new skill that you actually will be able to do it better the following day, because your brain processes that muscle memory and almost like makes it permanent in your brain. So anything you learned that day will become like ingrained overnight. So then the next day you go back and try it with a fresh set of eyes, fresh energized muscles, a full belly with a better attitude, whatever the case. and you are more willing and able to like try it again. You might see a little bit more success, and then your mindset changes because you're like, oh shoot, like Bodhi just hopped on his bike the other day and rode for like 10 seconds. And instead of being like, this is stupid, dad, I hate this, dad, I want to get off my bike, dad, he was stoked. Now he keeps trying to get on his bike and ride it all the time. And it's the same with sobriety. Like, it may not have worked once, may not have worked twice, you might still hate it right now. But eventually, if you keep going back to it and you keep giving it a chance and keep really giving it a real chance, like keep really trying, not just doing it for somebody else or doing it because you have court or doing it because whatever the fuck reason, you have to have your own reason. Like, if your own reason is because I want to get through this court stuff and I don't want to get in trouble again, like, that's a good reason. But if you're just doing it because the court told you have to be sober for 6 months and pass these tests, then that's not going to be a lasting reason for you. So you just have to keep going back to it with a new mindset, and eventually something will change. Like, it definitely changed for me. At some point, I went from not feeling like I could ever live a day without alcohol to then thinking I could go back to it at some point. I just needed to get through this period of trying to get sober and prove that I can do it, to then realizing I actually liked myself better being sober and that maybe I should do this. Then I went all the way back to the beginning and started drinking again and realized I hated drinking. It wasn't as much fun. I just did all the same stupid shit I did before, except worse this time. I blacked out more often. I would do dumb shit more often. I would reach out to people I probably shouldn't on social media often. It was just chaos. And then got my DUI, decided, okay, I've tried it. I've tried to go back out there and the same thing happened. So I just need to go back. And I had a completely renewed mindset about it yet again. I was like, you know what? I don't really have a choice. Like, I realize now that I can't do it. I've tried. I thought I could do it, and I really can't. And so my mindset completely shifted, and I've been sober since, and I don't actually even care to drink anymore. Like, I don't miss it. I don't want to go back to it. I have found things that work better for me, like we talked about tonight. I feel like mushrooms is a much better alternative. I can control myself on mushrooms. I can certainly I can not take mushrooms for long periods of time and feel just fine. I don't feel like I have to do them. And same thing with weed. Like, I feel like I do smoke every day, but I don't feel like I have to do it. If that makes sense. I don't know. The weed thing's always been, I don't know. I think it just helps me through my bipolar stuff sometimes, but honestly, it could be adding to my bipolar stuff. I don't really know. But I definitely feel like I've found what I can do and can't do. And I think at the end of the day, that's what everybody should learn, because nobody wants to live life like stone cold sober. Nobody wants to be super bored all the time. Nobody wants to have to be like go out and physically exert yourself to be entertained, or like always be watching something. I don't know. Sometimes you do just want to let go. And I think that there are benefits to certain substances. Alcohol is one that I don't really know if there is. Like, the only benefit they ever used to talk about was like, a glass of wine a day is good for your heart or some shit. I don't even think that's true. I think they debunked all that stuff. Like, alcohol is literally a poison, and it doesn't seem like something, like, when I smell a bottle of rubbing alcohol, I don't want to drink that at all. And of course, that's not the same type of alcohol. It's like ethyl versus like ethanol or something, whatever. But still, even when I smell a bottle of vodka, like, it smells terrible. It smells like it's gonna fuck me up big time. So I don't know. But when I smell a fresh baggie of some devil's lettuce, let me tell you, that's a whole different ballgame. It's way different. So I don't know. That's my 2 cents on the perseverance thing. I think that it doesn't matter. Like, some people just give up because they're like, I've tried to be sober, I can't do it. I've tried and I can't. But I mean, you really have to give it like a real try, or you really just have to go back to it with a different mindset, or maybe you do need to go to a rehab place where they can help you reformat your mindset on things. Because I really didn't reshape anything until I had to go through a lot of court classes for my domestic violence stuff, as well as substance abuse stuff. And then I started going to SMART meetings on my own, and I learned so much from those meetings. Just talking with other people who have the same issues, and having it be a really vulnerable, open, loving, communicative environment for you to feel like you can share, but you can also take from. Bless you. You can also take from the group as well. It's just such a good, healthy thing to have. And it was only once a week, so it didn't like over stress me out. Like I didn't have to go to work, go to a meeting, go home, go to sleep, and like, make it like just such a crammed day full of like hitting meetings all day and then working. And so I don't know. Some people need that. I didn't need that. I think meetings can be super, super beneficial though. Like if you're having trouble staying sober, just go hit a shit ton of meetings. Like it'll at least get you out of wanting to drink. And I personally think just going for a hike or going for a walk is more effective, but yeah, I don't know. They all said bless you. Hand control the drink, mind control the hand. I love that. That's freaking great. Might use that. Oh, I got a new office chair. It's one of those exercise balls. It's supposed to help with my posture while I edit. I love that smell of rubbing alcohol. DJ Harris, you crack me up. Also, I can totally get that. I love the smell of gasoline and diesel exhaust. I don't know if that's a good thing. Also, laundry detergent. DJ Harris, yes, you can DM me on Instagram tomorrow. You can literally do that anytime. Hey, Solar Flow's in here. Sorry, I just saw that you were in here. Wine per se being okay has been debunked. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that there is any positive uses for alcohol. And I was talking about, I don't remember who we were talking about, maybe with my mom. We were talking about how they used to give kids like little, like, they would just like rub whiskey on your teeth when you were teething as a baby. And there couldn't be a quicker way to make an alcoholic or a drug addict that we've ever known is than to just give a baby drugs and alcohol. So I think that's kind of interesting and funny that that has been a thing. But Solar Flow, you reminded me to check my email, so I'm glad that you got in here. I'm sorry I haven't emailed you back. I get busy and I don't check my stuff. I'm really terrible about it. Just for anybody here, you guys can all DM me on Instagram. I may not respond right away, but you can always message me on there. I just deactivated the Sobering Stories one because, well, I can barely keep up with one, so why would I have two? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And I never post on there anyways. It didn't really do much for me. So I just have my own personal DJ Petrovsky Instagram. Feel free to message me on there. I've been checking that more because I've been communicating with Keegan and like other people on there. So I do check that one more often. I'd say if there is another social media that I use besides YouTube, it is Instagram. So definitely message me on there. Sometimes Facebook I usually get the messages too, but not as fast. So anyways. Email's probably my worst because it's so full now. It is literally so full. Like I don't even know how I can have that many emails. Don't even get me started on the smells. DJ Harris, we can talk all about the smells in that DM. We can just talk about what weird shit we like to smell. We can talk about that weird show, Strange Addictions. The show was great. I'm glad you caught me live too, Solar Flow. If you guys don't follow Solar Flow, you should go check her out. Her channel is equally as dope as mine. She covers some really super sick topics. Stuff that I'm just like, whoa, I didn't even think about this. This is super interesting. And she does a lot of channeling stuff. So I would highly recommend you go over there and follow her like right now. We're planning to do a collab here soon. Like I said, I suck at checking my email. So go follow her ASAP. Actually, you guys probably know DJ Villain, who's usually in here. He might even be in here, I don't know, but he's the one that actually connected me and Solar Flow together. He was the one that told me to check her channel out in the first place. I think he said, I can't remember what video it was. It was some video I had made, and he told me that she had done a really good video on the same topic, but I don't remember which one it was. But he told me to go check her out, and yeah, truly amazing. I don't know how she doesn't have more followers. Like, I really don't get it. Like, I don't get it. YouTube makes no sense to me sometimes. And so yeah, go help her out, go follow her. And look for a collab coming soon, because I'm going to check my email. Damn, that is what happened to me and my brother. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, the teething whiskey thing. Like, and I'm sure they didn't just use it for teething. They probably used it for other stuff too. Like, oh, he's crying, just give him a bottle with a little bit of whiskey in there or some shit. Yeah, the herbal tinctures thing with alcohol. What do you do instead of alcohol? Like, what can you, oh, never mind, you said right there, apple cider vinegar. That's way better. And honestly, it's better for you. I feel like apple cider vinegar has way more beneficial qualities, so you're getting a little bit of benefit just from that. And I would wonder if it actually like helps dissolve the herbal oils into it better. I don't know. That's kind of interesting. I never thought of that. What does this say? Kurt show my favorite. I always feel weird about his estranged wife. So odd. That is super odd though. You're just like, what is, like, why? What's the deal there? Or glycerite for herbal tinctures and not alcohol. That's cool. Time to heal. You're such a wealth of knowledge on the herbal stuff. I love that. Yeah, that show was wild, I swear. The chick that ate like couch foam shit, she would just open up her couch cushions and just eat it. That was hilarious. And the girl that would eat laundry detergent, that was kind of weird, but yeah, the algorithm's straight up evil. Solar Flow, I don't know if you were in here when I said this, but I'm pretty sure I've been shadow banned. My views, my like monetization, everything on my channel has dropped like 75%. Super rough. And the Aussie video I just did, I thought was gonna slap. Like I thought timing, relevancy, the video, the thumbnail, I was like, I'm feeling good about this one. And then I don't even think it's hit 10,000 views at this point, so it's strange how your definition of what a good amount of views does change, because 6 months ago I would have been stoked about 10,000 views, so I don't know. But the algorithm is a real bitch. Oh yeah, no, Solar Flow for real. I am not just saying to go check her out, you guys. I really do love her videos. Like, you guys just need to go watch them and you'll understand. She covers some super awesome topics. That's why I'm stoked to be able to collab with you. And I did that collab with Keegan on the whole comedy thing. Like, he just hit me up and he's like, I would love to chat with you. I wasn't even trying to talk to him, but he wanted to chat. So I was like, all right, cool. But I haven't really worked with anybody. But now I've got one under my belt. So I'm basically a professional at this point. So we're ready to rock and roll. Yeah, I don't know what is going on. Okay, well, maybe it's... something must have happened, I swear. There must have been some sort of weird YouTube update where something happened. Because it was weird. It was like out of nowhere. I just assumed it was because of the Sid and Nancy topics, because I just assumed they weren't as popular. Like, they're kind of old, you know, it's kind of outdated. But that also sometimes plays into people being more interested, because they're like, well, what's this guy got to say about somebody that nobody's talking about? So I don't know, man. I just don't know. Well, I'm glad to know it's not just me, although I'm not glad to know that, because that sucks for both of us. But it makes me feel a little less alone. I was starting to get really sad about it. I was like, man, it's going to be a rough month for me, honestly. You get so used to, I don't know, the thing that I was just like, I'm not doing anything different. If anything, I feel like I'm doing better. I've been making longer videos, which isn't intentional by any means. It's just happening. What I have been doing is I've been including more videos inside of my videoception, so that you guys have some like references. And I find the videos that I watch in my research to be fairly interesting, and it can give you a different perspective on what I'm telling you. So I like to throw them in there, because it's like, not only does it back up what I'm saying, but it also is interesting for you to see. Like, I kind of feel like that's partially what my job is to bring you some of the interesting, cool shit that I found doing my research, including interesting videos, and bring those to you guys in an easy to see format, so you don't have to be on YouTube searching for them and like doing it all yourself. So that's part of my job, is the way I see it. But I think that's why the videos have been longer, because I'll start out at like an hour, and then like this last video was like a 50-minute video, and it finished at what, an hour and 10 minutes for Mitch Hedberg. So yeah, I mean, it added a solid 20 minutes of videoception in there. Check out that series on this guy, Joshua Charot. He did old artists in their lofts in New York City. That's cool. People are into old things, and you know what I found out though, is that a lot of my subscriber base, which makes sense, is between I'd have to look at my analytics to see true. Actually, I can look at them real quick. Let's see exactly where they are. But most of them are like my age and slightly older, which makes sense because the topics I cover, I feel like kids don't give a shit about that stuff yet. They don't know what's up. Some of them do, not all of them, but I feel like most of them don't. And so it's like once you get to a certain age, then you start seeing things, you're like, what the hell? No, that doesn't make sense. Let's see, audience. Age, here we go. My biggest percentage of viewers is between 45 and 54 years of age, which is to be expected because a lot of the topics I cover are usually with people who are roughly the same age, so they would have been at their peak roughly around the same time you would have been at your peak, so that makes sense. And then the next most popular is 35 to 44, which is my age range. And then after that would actually be 55 to 64. Wouldn't have guessed that, actually.
That's cool.
Oh, you know what? Crazy story.
The spider that was dangling from the ceiling?
That is not at all what I was going to say.
Oh, I thought it was.
Kim, you're hilarious. I love that you're still thinking about that. Well, we're going to talk about it now. So we were just walking. I don't even know what we were doing. We were just about to... No, I was about to trim the yard, and Kim was walking in the living room, and there was a spider just dangling from the ceiling. To be fair to Kim, it was one of the creepier looking spiders I've seen in a while.
Yeah, it was... I was asking you a question. I think it was before I was about to go get my hair done. I was asking you a question, and I was like walking closer to you, and then all of a sudden it's just literally dangling right, like maybe a foot away from my face, and it's just like chilling, just on its web. That
was wild, yeah. And then Kim's like, get it, ah! She's freaking out, and so I was looking for our little tweezer things.
I was like, who does he think he is? Does he pay rent here?
Shh, no, he doesn't.
Chilling like that, like he owns the place. Like you should be off hidden somewhere, sir.
Yeah, he was just dangling like he did own the place. Yeah.
He was just straight chilling, like I am comfortable here.
Yeah, he was flexing. Yeah. And I mean, to think about if I would have just walked through that and just like spider on my face, that'd be the worst thing ever. But yeah, so that was not what I was gonna say. But
what were you gonna say?
I was gonna tell them about Kimber Tiernan.
Oh yeah, that was so cool.
Do any of you guys know who Kimber Tiernan is? She's more I don't know where she's most popular on. Probably on TikTok, maybe.
No, I would say Instagram. I would say Instagram. Yeah, I found out about her. I was just talking about this again with my hairdresser today. I discovered her because there was a lady I was gonna go visit in Denver, at a spa. I found out about her, I think, through Mia or something. I don't remember. And then she posted about Kimber getting an Akashic record reading, and so I looked into her and gave her a follow, and her videos just really resonated with me. Like her vibes felt, I don't know, pure, and she just seemed very well intended, and so I expressed to you that I wanted a reading, and then you gifted me that gift card for Christmas one year, and that reading was truly life-changing, and I loved it so much. I felt like I needed more wisdom from Kimber.
Well, can you explain more what an Akashic reading really entails so that people kind of understand, because they may not know what that means?
Sure, yeah. So the Akashic records are the records of all life, both all past, present, and future. And when you get an Akashic record reading, you're getting a reading from somebody who's able to tap into those records and speak with your guides and give you answers to things that you're having trouble gaining clarity on. So I don't know, it's basically just a psychic reading, but
like channeling energy and knowledge from your past lives.
It can be past, present, or future. So I don't know, it's just basically all life.
Yeah, no, it's super cool. But yeah, so I ended up getting Kim. She really wanted to do one of those Akashic readings where Kimber Tiernan will meet with you. You have to go down there? You just do it through online, or?
She lives in California, so we did it through Zoom.
Oh, okay. Did Hannah do it through Zoom too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. But anyway, so I bought Kim a reading for like a Christmas gift or something, and she went and did the Akashic reading. It was while we were not together as well. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I was glad that she actually went down and did it, or I guess did it through Zoom. I'm glad she actually like went and did it with this chick Kimber, and she was super cool. You like buy the gift card like directly through her website and like talk to her directly. She's super cool. She's not like super massive of like an entity.
Yeah,
but
she is pretty big, and like I was saying, like I loved her so much. I ended up taking her course on how to read the Akashic records, and in that class, because it was like a weekend, like it was like a 3-day long class. Like each day was like 5 hours or 4 hours or something, and she had like 30 people in that class, and anytime she's like hosted a class, she has at least 30 people sign up. Like she's pretty big. Like,
damn, that's cool.
Yeah, she's just not like, I don't know, I guess I wouldn't consider her like viral per se, I guess, but she's like well known, I feel like, in the spiritual community. I think that what she does can be kind of considered like woo woo by some, but
Yeah.
if you get it, you get it, and if not, that's okay.
Is Solar Flow still in here? Have you heard of Kimber Tiernan? You should follow Solar Flow too if you haven't already. I thought I have told you about her, but if you
yeah,
don't, you should.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so Kimber Tiernan is super cool, and this was when, like 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago maybe?
That I got my reading, yeah, about 3 years ago. Yep. And then I enjoyed it so much, and I wanted to pass along that same gift to my best friend, and so I did. One year I got that for her for Christmas, and she got her reading done yesterday.
Nice, Solar Flow is here. I was just curious if she's heard of Kimber Tiernan.
Yeah, if she hasn't, she should definitely go check her out, because I think that she would definitely appreciate her and understand what she's about, and love what she has to offer. But yeah, yesterday my best friend got her reading done, and it was such a cool full circle moment.
Yeah, so her friend got it done when?
Yesterday.
Yesterday? But Kim was like, hey, I have some really exciting news to tell you. And I was like,
at work.
Yeah, and she was at work, so she texted me that. And usually Kim will like text me, but then she usually gets busy for a while, so she won't text me back sometimes for a little while. And I knew that would be the case, but I was definitely antsy to hear what she had to say, because, well, just the way that she phrased it, I knew it must have been something exciting, like for real exciting. She wouldn't usually say stuff like that. I don't know, just the way you worded it, I was like, hell yes, I'm stoked to hear it. But she told me that during Hannah's reading, that she had told Hannah that she actually watches my podcast.
And on her own accord, because like she was getting ready for Hannah's reading, and she was trying to look up Hannah's Instagram, I think, but then she was like, okay, well, I know she's correlated to Kim, so she, I think, initially looked up my Instagram, and she saw my post about like encouraging you, and this was like a year ago. I think it was when you hit 1,000 subscribers. And so she saw that and was like, I didn't realize that was Kim's partner. She's like, I found that podcast on my own and I love it.
Yeah, super wild. So it came full circle, because her and I have never met. I just bought a gift card for Kim once. We've only chatted through email, and my name is not really plastered on my page or my channel very much. So yeah, I thought that was pretty wild that she's a fan. So I've been chatting with her, asking her what she thinks I should cover for a topic. So I don't know, I thought that was really cool.
That was so cool.
Such a wild full circle. The world can be so small, even though she lives in California.
And we have
the connections are so interesting.
We like love and adore her and respect her so much. Like she's so gifted, and she's sharing her beautiful gift with the world, and we've been able to experience that, and she's very successful. And to just have somebody that like you admire that much, like to find out that they like admire your work was just so, like, it makes me want to cry. I think it's just so cool.
I totally agree with that. Yeah, it was super cool. It would definitely lit my day up. I was like, that's so wild. Like, and it made me, I don't know, I was proud of my channel too, because I was like, man, that's cool. I'm attracting the attention of people who I respect. So I feel like there's like a mutual respect there. And I think that's it's just a good feeling knowing that I'm doing, like what I'm doing here is working, I guess. I don't know. So that was really cool. That was a wild synchronicity. That is exactly what it was. It was a straight up synchronicity. It was what I would call serendipitous, for sure. And we got white people doing white things in here. I love it. Sober since 2018. Sober since W018. Sorry, I had to say it. But 2018, that's freaking dope. That is what? 7 years? Holy shit, that's a long time. Congrats. Doing some super white things there. Great as F. I love it. Not easy being peasy. I really appreciate you saying that. I think the channel's dope and it's evolved. Honestly, it's evolved a lot because of you guys, like every week. Not as much anymore because I have gotten so many topic ideas that I kind of just like follow my heart. I don't know, every week I'm always like, I don't know who we should cover. But yeah, it's because a lot of you guys have given me so many good topic ideas. And then some of the ones that I've covered that I didn't know anything about, but I did it because somebody recommended it, turned into being some of the most interesting videos I've done. The Twitch episode, I didn't know who Twitch was. And Anne Heche as well. I didn't really know I knew a little bit about her, but not much. And then Isaac Cappy, that was one I had never heard of him before. And that was probably one of my all-time favorite episodes. All-time favorite people I've talked about. So yeah, I don't know, and it's gotten me into some deep rabbit holes. You guys have gotten me into some deep shit over here.
I love your why am I drawing a blank on Robin Williams?
Oh yeah.
What did his wife say in that interview? They were like, "What's your favorite movie?" And what did she say?
Robin Williams in real life is my favorite movie. Shut the fuck up, bitch. You guys have only been married for 3 years. Get out of here, dude. Don't tell me. Okay, so you don't have a favorite Robin Williams movie is what you're saying. Okay. Come on. Yeah, never seen a single one of them. That's the best way to answer that question. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? What's the new topic going to be? Would you ever do any scary ones? Yeah, I do way scary. I would love to do scary ones. Like, you're talking about like haunted shit. Amityville would be an interesting one. You know who I really looked into that I thought was super wild was, what is that? I can't remember. I'm terrible with names. The couple... They're like an older couple. They were like demonologists, and they investigated all of the major ghost houses of all time. I'm pretty sure they investigated the Amityville house. But those people, I should do an episode on them and a bunch of the different places but I'm going to add it to the list right now. But the next topic I'm covering, just to give you guys, since you're here and you're special, is I'm going to talk about the Titanic, because we went and did this Titanic exhibit with Bodhi. He's obsessed with the Titanic, literally obsessed. And I've seen so many crazy Titanic conspiracies out there that are very interesting. And I was even more convinced when I went through this Titanic exhibit, and they had like this little piece of the exhibit that was like a porcelain tile from the ship, but they said that it was technically from the sister ship, the Olympic, which had the exact same porcelain tiling and stuff. And I was just like, even the exhibit of Titanic is talking about how it might have been the Olympic. So
yeah,
I was very curious.
Like what I picked up on,
the porcelain tile thing, yeah. Yep. So I thought that was super interesting, and that's just one of many conspiracies. Well, there's so many.
I didn't even know there was any conspiracy theories involved until you said you were thinking about doing an episode, and then I was like trying to like pick up on details, and it was odd that like within that 15 minutes I happened to see that, and I was like, wait a minute, like Nick, what is this? Like, what do they mean here?
Yeah, that was, and I had to look it up because I was like, I'm not really sure what this means, but when I looked into it, I was like, oh, that's extremely suspicious, because there are theories that it was switched. The Olympic was already damaged from being rammed by this other boat. Well, I don't want to give you guys too much, but this boat was already damaged, so they wanted to get rid of this boat and file an insurance claim on it so they could get their money back, and then have a perfectly functional vessel that wasn't damaged, aka...
They should have gone like
Geico. They would have at least saved 15% or more on their car insurance, that's for sure. On their boat insurance. You ready to the movie Jack? What is Jack? I don't think I've seen Jack. Wait, what about Kate Spade? I already did cover Kate Spade, Francis, if that's what you were saying. That's a super good one. I highly recommend the Kate Spade one. That one, you know what? You probably didn't see it because fucking YouTube literally went in there and decided like 6 months later, after the video's been up for 6 months, it's gotten the majority of the views it's going to get. And now it's age restricted, 18 and over. So it literally just kills it.
That has to be somebody recording it at that point.
Oh, Scary Movie? I love Scary Movie. Yeah, it has to be like somebody reporting it, or I've been told that even negative comments, like if somebody posts like a really bad comment in there, it could get it flagged. You could get it flagged. So I didn't used to like moderate my comments, but now I put basic moderation on there because I feel like I have to. I can't risk people in the comments flagging my videos, so I don't know. And people will do it because people in the comments, there's a lot of positivity. In fact, I'd say it's like 99% positivity in the comments, and I'm really grateful for that. But there is some serious negativity that I don't really understand.
Yeah.
This girl commented, "Oh, great, another conspiracy video." I was like, then don't watch it. Like, you don't have to click the video. Nobody forced
Thank
you.
you for the engagement.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I saw it. I was like, cool,
Thank
thanks.
you for the engagement.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Chapo's here.
Chapo's here.
No, Chapo's hair.
Oh, Chapo's hair.
Look at all the hair.
Damn, it's just blowing around. Thanks a lot, Chapo.
And now he's out.
Now he's out. Just wanted to dump some hair in your area. Jax, a great movie. I'm gonna look for this. It's just called Jax. Yeah, Francis, go check it out. It's a good video. Kate Spade. You might have seen it. I don't know, but it is a good video. And there is some interesting. The story is so weird. Like the rat mask, I just don't get it. Like, what was
weird.
Andy doing? I analyzed the shit out of that video, and I still have no idea what he was doing with that mask.
And you think like maybe it could be like just being mentally, fucked up. You are going through a lot, but that has to be a message.
It has to be. Like, there's no other way to interpret that. And the mask itself, where do you get a mask like that? I looked online. You cannot find a mask like that. You just can't find it.
Yeah.
It's not a popular movie. It's not a kid's... Unless they just had some kid's Halloween costume laying around. I don't even know. That shit is so weird.
It's kind of creepy. That's not really kids.
Well, and it's not a way to hide either. Supposedly he was trying to avoid paparazzi. I'm like, that's the number one way to get more people shining a camera in your face, is to have a weird-ass rat mask on.
Yeah.
But the deep dive that I did into that movie, and I think some of the connections that I made, I've never seen anybody else make those connections, so I don't know. I think it was a pretty good video. Damn good video, in my opinion.
Damn good.
But I say that about every single video I make. You can ask him.
You're proud of your work.
Well, I do spend a lot of time on them, so I am really proud of them. And I'm glad that you...
videos are damn good.
And obviously they are, because I got a lot of people here that seem to like them as well, and so that's... The only thing I've ever wanted since I started this channel was for people to fucking watch my videos, so
and
it's
to build
nice
a
to...
community.
Well, and that just has been happening, and the community's been even cooler than I thought.
You've always wanted to build your own little community of...
The sobers.
Yeah.
The sobers.
Yep.
That comes from a friend of mine that I made on TikTok when I was still doing TikTok. He was hilarious. His name was Saul Gravy. You guys might have even seen him. He was pretty popular for a minute. But he would just act like the most belligerent, drunk, conservative, misogynist piece of shit that you ever met in your life.
Just as a show, like just to put on a show. And there was 50% of the people would be like amping him up and supporting him and being like, yes, because they thought that he was serious. And then the other 50% knew that he was joking and would stick around because they thought it was funny.
I was one of those people that thought it was hilarious. So I was like, clearly this dude's joking. Clearly he's not this much of an asshole. And so I thought he was funny, and so I messaged him, and he was really funny to chat with, and come to find out he was completely sober. So we bonded over being sober. But one of the things he would always say on his channel, or on his, what do you call it on TikTok? Channel?
Mm-hmm.
On his channel, he'd always call all the people that were sobers, like in a derogatory way. Be like, all these damn sobers out here. And he literally cracks me up. But so he started calling me that all the time. We would do like collaboration lives together, and he would call me, "I got this damn sober in here." And so it just kind of stuck. And now it's a thing. Sup, sobers. Sorry, I missed something, but I wanted to get back to it. Oh yeah, Andy Dick. The real Terry said, have you done a video on comedian Andy Dick? No, I have not. I didn't even think about doing one on Andy Dick, but I'm going to now. He's on my
Have you
list.
heard of him?
Yeah, I know who Andy Dick is. He's a comedian. You would know who he is too. Do you know who he is?
Uh-uh.
I'll show you a picture. You definitely know who he is.
Really?
I don't really know much about him though. He's just one of those people I've seen in movies. He's got a really annoying, flamboyant personality, but he is funny. I've seen some of his comedy. He's really funny.
Yep. What movie is he in? Hasn't he been in a movie?
He's been in a lot of movies. I don't know what a famous one would be. Let's check out IMDb. Actor, writer, producer, piece of human garbage. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know anything about
Let
him.
me see.
Oh yeah, he had his own show, Andy Dick Show.
None of those are ringing a bell.
Those are all still relatively new movies, and I don't feel like we watch a lot of new movies. We haven't really watched movies in a while. I'm trying to see one that I would actually know of.
Zoolander, but not Zoolander 2. I don't think I've seen that. Workaholics, I guess I've seen because of you.
Yeah. He's been in a lot of shit that I have not seen. Sharknado 2, the second one. What's a movie? We gotta see that.
There's a movie called Legit. Oh, it's a TV show.
Man, Andy Dick has the biggest IMDb of nonsense that nobody's ever watched, I'm sure.
Oh, it's Family Guy. That's how I know.
Oh yeah,
That
Family
was it.
Guy. Okay,
That's the
okay.
one.
I feel like we're getting close to. He was in Knocked Up, The Simpsons, ER, Employee of the Month. That's a great
Oh,
movie.
it's The Simpsons. I recognize his face from The Simpsons.
Yeah, he definitely is a Simpsons character. I'm pretty sure. That's funny. All right, well that's enough looking at his IMDb. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't done anything on Andy Dick, but he's on the list, so I'll look into him.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what's out there about him.
Rodney Dangerfield would be a good one. He's another one that literally his comedy is so funny. Just his persona is so funny. I'm gonna add him. Rodney Dangerfield. Yeah, he came up a lot in my Mitch research for sure. People would liken him to being like that much of a just like a different kind of a comedian that pops up, you know. He was on the radio. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Natalie Wood. I feel like I have Natalie Wood on my list. Let me look. I was gonna cover David Crowley, but then I got thrown off with the whole engagement thing. I didn't have enough time to dive into it. I actually did do some relaxing when we were up camping. It was kind of nice to not have my phone in my hand. Damn, no, I don't have Natalie Wood on there. Well, I'm going to add it on there. That was your dad's favorite comic? Yeah, he is funny too, and he was hilarious in like Caddyshack, and I think that's really one of the few movies I've seen him in, but he just, I don't know, he was hilarious. Oh, they said cute puppy. Yeah, that's El Chapo. He's deaf. Can't hear nothing.
He's a good boy, though.
Definitely people that got offed that are tied to Epstein. There's a lot of them, and the Epstein case just keeps growing. But I will tell you guys, I have some super special insider information that nobody else has about Virginia Giuffre that I plan to do another video on. And I'm very excited to do it, but I have other things I want to cover first. So, also I need more time to kind of structure it. I'm thinking of making it more of like a second video that I do, because I don't think it'll be as long. It's more of just like some quick information updates. But yeah, El Chapo is super cute. He's really cute. He's a sweet dog. He's literally our best bud. He's everywhere we are, except for in the basement. He doesn't come down here, thank God.
He gets his cute from his dad.
Oh. Chapo was instrumental in me getting sober. He wasn't trained before when I got sober, he was still untrained at that point. And so as I got sober, I was like, I need something to occupy my time. So yeah, get a dog. It's a great idea.
Get a dog.
Clinton's in the murder list. That's a huge list, Pure Blood. I don't know if I have time to cover everybody on that list. We've gotten a few of them on there already. But no, honestly, it would be worth just typing in hashtag Clinton body count and seeing what pops up and just start grabbing topic ideas from that, because there's probably plenty of them. Can I pet that dog? Oh, DJ Harris, you have my style of humor, that's for sure. Literally, that freaking video cracks me up every time. It doesn't matter how many times I've seen it. I literally die laughing every time she tries to pet that dog. Your baby girl got bit by a pit. Yeah, honestly, yesterday, damn, that's super sad. Where did this pit bull come from? Yeah, it'd be a 10-part show. Yeah, might even be more. Oh, snap. Look at these pictures.
I was trying to take a peek. I just had to.
That's cool. It looks good. You got to hold it up to the camera a little closer. Oh, yeah, you can kind of see it. Go a little closer. Yeah, there we go. It's blurry, but there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Look at me, down on one knee, begging for forgiveness, as per usual. Cath me outside. How about that? She's my ESA. What is that? What is ESA? Emotional support animal? There we go. I got it.
I love this picture because Bodhi's still in the box.
He's still looking in the box. Hey, why is there pictures of us in here? Time to Heal says, yeah, my cat had a mysterious head injury and I had some health stuff after I comment a lot on your Diddy videos. That does make sense. Well, hopefully, did your cat end up okay? Like, that's wild. Cats, I don't know what the hell, dude. Cats just end up all of a sudden with shit. Like, one day you wake up and they just have something seriously wrong with them. Dude, no, sir. No, no, no. Not around my computers and stuff. Get out of here.
He's trying to show off for everyone.
Yeah, he is.
Chapo,
Go away, Chapo.
You go leave it alone.
Man, he takes his toys and he just like destroys them. But sometimes it'll fling out of his mouth and just destroy something nearby. And I don't want that thing to be you guys, aka my computers and my webcams and stuff. Cats do rock. We've got one cat. He's got the diabetes. Got to give him 2 insulin shots a day. Breaks my heart to do it every single time. White people doing white things says dogs suck. I get that. That would be my brother. He's not a huge dog person. Let me go back up. I think there was a couple other. You know who I'm really interested in the whole Clinton, Obama, Podesta circle? Is their chefs. Have you guys heard about this? Both Obama and Bill Clinton's chefs mysteriously ended up in a lake or something like that. Very strange. I can't remember their names, but Google it. It's fucking crazy, dude. Also, this insider information that I've gotten says that Obama was a lot more tied with the Epstein circle than anybody thinks.
Really?
And that he's into little boys. So I was like, okay, very interesting. Yeah. Well, I mean, there is that picture of him with George Clooney cruising on his boat down to probably some island. And yeah, my girl is a true sweetheart. I'm super lucky to have this girl in my life. That's why I asked her to marry me. I don't want to let her go. You ain't going nowhere, girl. Unless you want to take half of my stuff and get a divorce, I guess. Then you can go wherever you want. Oh, man. The time traveler guy? Oh, I did watch a video on that dude. What was that guy's name? Although I watched a really good video on it that seemed very legitimately debunking it. So I don't know. I wasn't super convinced. But it was a really crazy story. The time traveler guy. What the fuck is his name? Young Obama with young Epstein? Yeah, see, so weird. Literally, where did Obama come from? That dude just came out of nowhere. Just one day he was going to be the president. But, like, I never heard about him before. Maybe he was a senator or something before, but, like, I don't remember shit about him being anywhere. Seems like that's how most people in politics are, so it just makes you wonder what they did to climb the chain. Like, they were a nobody, and now out of nowhere they're a somebody. Pureblood said you actually lose 66.5 of your stuff. Yeah, that's actually probably way more accurate. Oh, that's so funny. All the kids missing in Virginia? Man, no, but I need to look into that. That is super interesting. I've heard one of the things I stumbled on with the whole art dealing stuff with like Basquiat and then the Clintons having like donations that they make to these different art foundations is that they can ship art in these giant shipping containers through importer exporter people, and it doesn't go through the same customs process as all other shipments go through. So you could sneak whatever the hell you want in art shipments, and that is likely how they're moving kids all over the world. Also, that Amy Bradley documentary, that should clue you into how easy it is to take somebody, a full-grown adult even, and then enslave them into the sex trade. Like that documentary was crazy, you guys. Insane. Somebody said I should cover Amy Bradley. I think I might have to, because that'd be a good one to dive into. The documentary was good, but I feel like there was so much they didn't talk about. Rip Mac Miller for sure. Did you watch my Mac Miller one that I did? Because that's a really good one. Kim has a signed t-shirt from Mac Miller. Literally so sick.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, humans are not for sale. I can't believe it's such a booming industry. And that's why it won't ever die, because it's making too much money for the government and people at the top. I mean, they've got to keep making money somehow. And I'm sure that and the drug trade is probably one of the biggest ways that money is brought into the country. Like, in doing the research on the poppy trade and the whole CIA thing, that documentary that I watched, Drugs as Weapons Against Us, talks about how like 60 or more % of our national, like, what am I trying to say? Of our national, like, finances comes from the drug trade. So this entire time they're preaching the war on drugs, they're really just amping it up because they want it to be more prevalent. They're the ones bringing it in the first place. The fucking CIA is doing it, dude. What documentary again, please? The one where Drugs as Weapons Against Us. It's by I can't remember his name. John Potash? Yeah, John Potash. Super fucking good documentary. It's free on Netflix, I'm pretty sure. Maybe it's on Tubi or something, but it was free when I watched it. So good. So good. I thought you were trying to get my vape. I was like, no, not gonna let you. Jim Brewer's video on Bill Gates? No, I haven't, but I know that Bill Gates is definitely not a good dude. Don't trust him.
Bill Gates.
GDP. That's exactly it. The GDP is mostly supplied from drug money. Gross domestic product. I haven't thought about that term in a while. Jim Brewer's video on Bill Gates. I should add Bill Gates on here.
Bill Gates.
Wild Bill.
He be going on lots of dates.
Lincoln Park, dude. Yeah, the Lincoln Park thing, I honestly, I'm sad I didn't include that in my video. I didn't really look into MK Ultra as much at that point. But then learning all the Lincoln Park stuff, especially because the only reason they named it Lincoln Park was because Chester just thought it was a really cool name of a park near his house. So this is a great name for a band, dude. Let's do it. It's the worst reason to name a band that. Doesn't seem legit to me. Yeah, there's a park by my house. Sounds pretty cool. Lincoln Park? Yeah, it's cool. It's a great name. It's not even that cool of a name. Oh, the Jean-Benet Ramsey one. Have you looked into the Jean-Benet Ramsey being Katy Perry? Look into it, Francis. Some weird shit. Have you thinking. But also, yeah, I've been tempted to go to Boulder and, like, go to that house and just, like, check it out. I'm curious. That's such a wild case. The documentary they just posted on Netflix about it, like, what was that? I don't know, maybe a couple months back. It was just literally pissed me off. They give you all this hope that they found some real new evidence or something real to go off of, and then at the end of it, nothing, dude. Literally nothing. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't talk about how he was John Podesta's son in the video because I didn't find anything substantial. But the guys look fucking identical, and John Podesta looks just like another guy. I can't ever remember his name. He looks just like him. So freaking weird. Let me see if I can find it real quick. But yeah, I didn't include it in that video because I didn't find enough, like, to back it up. But I did include a picture when I said Chester Bennington's dad. I put up a picture of John Podesta. It was one of those little Easter egg kind of things that you may not even have caught, but if you know kind of thing. I just want to see the third guy. Know what his name was. And yeah, the other guy was a Rockefeller. Where is it? Yeah, here we go, right here. God bless. Lawrence Rockefeller, dude. Literally, how do I screen share this real quick? Let me just add this. No, let me do this. Sorry, I realized you guys couldn't. I didn't realize you couldn't hear me. I'm using a different microphone, so it wasn't plugged in. But I was just showing you. That's Lawrence Rockefeller. Thanks, babe. And Chester Bennington and John Podesta. But I was looking at all of the features on Lawrence Rockefeller. He looks exactly like John Podesta. Yeah, the noses and the ears. Here, let me go back real quick. I'll turn the audio on this time. I guess all we have is this microphone, but yeah, look at the nose. Creepy lips. The smile's the same. The same little, like, thing under their chin. You got the same little rounded chin, not a butt chin. Same with Chester. He's got the same smile lines. His nose. The earlobes, dude. Well, his earlobes are a little harder to tell because he's got the gauges, but they still are detached. And so are theirs. They look freaking related as fuck. The hairline is the same. Their eye shape is the same. It's freaking weird, dude.
Weird.
It makes me want to do another deep dive on Chester at some point, because maybe like a side dive, because I haven't really looked into them with Chester. But yeah, the ears are super exactly the same. That shit's wild. They are exactly identical. And the fact that that Rockefeller would be, you know, grandpa, makes so much sense. I'm tired of this grandpa. That's so funny. Yeah, I might have to do a side. I'm just going to do like a personal deep dive on that. Maybe I'll post like a side, members only or something like that. Hulk Hogan and his daughter look alike. Do they really? I'm going to look this up. I bet Hulk Hogan's daughter is... I don't even know what his wife looks like. I don't even imagine. Hulk Hogan. Oh yeah, they definitely do. She's got the same chin. That's wild. Brooke Hogan. Yeah, I think I did know that, actually. Freaking Hulk, dude. What a legend. Local legend. Has anyone ever reached out to you trying to keep you quiet with all the topics you've been talking about? No, not yet. Unless they emailed me. I didn't see it because I don't check my email. But no, it doesn't mean I'm not looking over my shoulder. That's for sure. But thank God nobody's contacted me or tried to say anything or reached out to me in any way. I don't know if I've made enough waves yet. People, I don't know. People probably don't even know about me. But I'm sure I'm on a list. I'm almost positive I'm on a list. I swear if you research certain topics, it'll automatically get you on a list.
No solicitation list.
He wrote her out of his will? So wait. So I should be diving into Hulk Hogan? Tom Hanks is linked to the Rockefellers? Shit, dude. See, I need more dives on Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks would be a good episode on his own, dude. That guy's tied to all kinds of weird shit. Well, I'm going to add Hulk on here. My brother said I should do Hulk Hogan, but I was like, I don't want to just do both guys that just died right now, and I didn't really feel like there was that much in the Hulk Hogan story. But honestly, I don't really know much about him. The only thing I know about him is what I saw in that documentary about Vince McMahon, which was also freaking wild. But yeah, those Kurt videos being taken down, that was probably one of the things that got me on the list for sure. That video, that also could have affected why I'm shadow banned now, because I tried to upload that video, like, I'm not even kidding, maybe 20, 25 times, and that didn't ever work. I never got it up, so that's too damn bad. Oh, shit. His ex-wife is a wacko. Well, I'm definitely checking it out then. He's on the list. Who is then the man that is an official father of Chester? Just some regular dude. Like, I don't remember what... Let me look it up. I can't remember what his dad's name was. I don't feel like I had a... His name was Lee Russell Bennington. He was a police detective. Yeah, and the story I remember telling about him was that he, like, Chester was actually being assaulted, like, SA'd by some, like, neighbor or, like, family friend. And his dad, who was a police officer who investigated SA crimes, he was literally a sexual assault officer, didn't report it to anybody. And then basically they, like, confronted the guy and talked about it or something. Like, super weird. Doesn't even make any sense. But I don't see any pictures. Yeah, here's a picture. Let me see if I can switch it for you real quick. This is supposedly his farger. This guy right here. This regular Lee Russell Bennington, former police officer dude. Podesta's mom was probably a Rockefeller. Yeah, probably. I wonder if, because Courtney Love has some interesting connections too, because she's super rich from her mom or her grandma being a famous writer. But I wonder if maybe she's tied to somebody like the Rockefellers or the Rothschilds or something. Could be super interesting. All right, you guys. Well, we've hit 2 hours and 15 minutes. I think I'm ready to hop off. But I really appreciate you guys chilling. It's been good chatting. I'm glad you guys reintroduced the Podesta thing. Because, yeah, after really looking at those pictures, I've seen that 100 times. But after really looking at it, I'm like, damn, they're so similar. Like, if you were to face map them, they would literally identically match. The Podesta brothers creep me out. That video of John Podesta, like, screaming, like, call me, what does he say? Call me, like, daddy or some shit like that. It's fucking weird, dude. So weird. It's watermelon season. Watermelon season sounds amazing. You do need to buy some watermelon, babe. Madeline McCann. I feel like I don't know. I'm curious. I don't know, but I should look into this story. I've been listening to the Devil's Den murderer killer story lately. As soon as I finish my videos, I go on a mini true crime binge of just some of the crazy stories that are going on. And that's one of the crazy ones going on, the Devil's Den killer. The dude just went into a park and just killed these parents and they saved their daughters, but super nuts, just random. Doesn't even know them at all. Literally, you're scared to go outside, dude. Agoraphobia is not so crazy after all. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. Thanks for chilling with me. You got 3 from Walmart. Oh, before we go with the watermelon, I saw a video. It says the tighter the butthole, the sweeter the fruit. So you got to find those real tight little butthole pieces on your watermelon, and then that is going to be the sweetest one. Tighter the butthole, the sweeter the fruit.
Remember when my uncle's, my cousin's cousin, I guess, exploded the watermelon on 4th of July?
No.
You don't remember that?
This 4th of July?
Yeah.
Like at the, like with fireworks?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I saw that.
Yep. They blew up a watermelon. And there was watermelon all over my parents' camper.
Watermelon splattered all over the camper. That's so funny. I'm definitely going to check out the Madeline McCann one. I wonder if those are related. Podestas and Madeline McCann. She's on my list. That would be a good thing to start diving into, is missing people, you know? That might be linked to this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's true. And then give voice to their stories.
Yeah. Especially when I was looking into the Ellen DeGeneres stuff with the Wayfair thing.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
how
so
they're
weird.
how they were putting like girls' names that were missing on these fucking products. And there's more than that. One of my subs sent me on my Instagram. They sent me a picture of some other products on Wayfair that are not even Ellen related, that are also like weird like that, like girls' names, and they're like $12,000 for this item. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Don't buy anything from Wayfair, guys. You may get something you didn't pay for. All right, you guys. And when you pick, and you, is Pure Blood said, and when you pick it up, put against your balls and slap it. Sounds solid. It's a great one. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna slap the shit out of that melon and then go in next time.
Oh,
People are gonna be like, "What is going on here?" Madeline was never found. Goddamn, now I'm gonna look into that. Might have to watch a documentary on that tonight. Alright, you guys, I could literally talk to you for the rest of the night, but I gotta do some other shit and probably go to bed. So, love you guys. I'll catch you next Friday for another Sober Sobers. I'll have another video. Probably gonna post that interview with Keegan tomorrow. I didn't want that video to cannibalize my current video, so I was just trying to space them out a little bit. And then I'll have Titanic on Friday, so you guys can see what's up with Titanic. Super interesting, actually. Very, very interesting stuff.
Thanks for letting me crash the party. Sorry I wasn't as talkative. I'm super sleepy today. Back to school this week and so tired.
Yeah, the back to school thing, man. Mm-hmm. Thanks for being here, though, babe. It's always fun having you, and I appreciate your perspective on stuff. Mm-hmm. And we love you guys, seriously, and I'm glad that you guys enjoy the lives. Oh, sorry, Cali Blue, you just missed it. But I'll be back next Friday for another one at probably 8:35 again. Yeah. But anyways, love you guys.
Love you guys.
Later, Sobers.
Bye-bye.